Hey everybody, it's Tracy here for another walk and talk. It is Friday evening, September 12th, and I don't have much to update. We're in that 2-week wait, which is proving to be somewhat difficult. I would definitely like to know for sure, and so my mind's kind of all over the place thinking about all the possibilities and things, but I am feeling well. I'm feeling good. I'm just ready for the next step. Um, Coming on here, this is probably not really a great topic. It's interesting, I guess, but I thought that we would talk about just all of the medications and things that I've had to do throughout this process. For me, it seems like it's a lot of different things. I've never really been somebody that's taken medication regularly or even for minor ailments. It takes a lot to get me to take pills and medication. So it was very unusual for me to have to start taking things in preparation. Um, so back in May, of course, whenever I was first looking into this whole process, the first thing that I did was start taking a prenatal vitamin and making sure that that had the right amount of folic acid in it as well. For me, because I hate taking pills, I went with an option to take chewable prenatal vitamins, and those are well, 2 pills once daily. And so I do those in the mornings. Not a problem with it. I did have to look out on product labels and such because I'm allergic to red food dye, and many medications have red dyes in them. So I definitely had to do my due diligence and check those labels. I was able to find one at Walmart, and I've liked it. There's a lot of traffic today. Trying to get my walk done. I'd love to go home and just settle in for the night. So I figured this would be the best time to do everything. Other than that, after I had done some labs with my doctor, it came back saying that I was low on vitamin D3. So at that point, which was in July, early July, I started taking an additional vitamin D3 supplement. And shortly after that, I also started taking a low dose aspirin or a baby aspirin. And that wasn't really said anything from my doctor themselves. It's just we were discussing other family members' TTC journey and how it helped them to take a baby aspirin in order to conceive. And when I spoke to my doctor about it, she just said, it's fine, it's just a blood thinner. It wouldn't hurt anything if I wanted to take it. And so I started taking it. What else? So whenever it came to July, mid-July, no, it wasn't July, it was August. I had my longest cycle because my next cycle was very delayed, and they went ahead at that time and started me on a prescription called progesterone. Excuse my pronunciation, guys. It's hard enough for me to speak English, let alone pharmacist. So progesterone, basically, for fertility reasons, what I'm reading online and such is that it can help those who are irregular, and also it helps by conditioning the lining of the uterus so that you can more easily conceive, and they can be implanted in those walls. So I started that, and it was just an oral capsule that I took once daily, and it only was for 10 days at that time too. And then after that, I started taking another medication called letrozole. And letrozole, I believe it said that it was inducing ovulation, I believe. And that was 5 days. And that was just before going in for my follicular ultrasound. So it helps with, I guess it's helping your body be ready to release eggs more willingly. And then the day that I went in for my follicular ultrasound, that was the day when they told me to take the trigger shot, which is called Orbital. And that trigger shot basically gets everything in motion. And so it's going to help you release those eggs. It's going to help you start ovulating more rapidly and have a higher chance of getting pregnant sooner. And so I did that. Then it was like 4 days after the IUI procedure, I had to go back and start taking progesterone again, that first one. That helps with the lining. Only this time, what I didn't know is that I had to do so with the capsules 2 times a day, and that it had to be inserted vaginally. That was something that I swore when I read the bottle that they were playing a joke on me. For somebody that never takes pills at all, being told to do so in that manner was not fun. And so I have to take those until my 2-week wait is up. And if I test and the test is negative, then I am to stop taking those, and so that my next cycle can come about. But if it's positive, I have to continue taking them until I'm 10 weeks along. That's quite a long time. I mean, seriously, guys, think about it. The math is twice a day until week 10. So that's taking 14 a day or 14 a week for 10 weeks. So 140 pills, basically. That's crazy. So, not looking forward to that. I've emailed my team. They did tell me that it does not have to be administered vaginally, that I can choose to take them orally. However, there can be a lot stronger side effects that come with it. And so they just cautioned me of that. But I don't know what I'm going to do about it just yet. It doesn't seem like it's working for me doing it in this manner, and that's way too much information. But it's difficult to administer it, and then it seems like the next time that I use the restroom that I feel like it's just come out, like I'm not absorbing anything. And so I don't know how beneficial it is taking it this way. When I was taking it orally before, truly the only kind of feeling or symptom that I was seeming to have is that it can cause dizziness. And I do feel like sometimes I was getting dizzy with it, but it seemed that that would happen when I was driving, and I would feel not necessarily dizzy like I was incapacitated or something, but I would start feeling like I was getting road sickness and motion sickness. And even when I was driving, which as a kid I would get motion sick, but I kind of worked my way through that. And then as I became older and was driving, it wasn't such an issue. I actually never had it happen since I've been behind the wheel. But 2 different instances, it was definitely occurring. One, I was on a trip with my mom for our birthdays, and it was a hilly road, but I was definitely feeling it then. And then again, just on my daily drive to work, something that I do more regular, it was occurring then too, where I almost felt like I had to pull over to be sick. So I don't know. I have to weigh the options, I guess, and think what's best for me and what can best help this process. So I'll be considering that this weekend probably. And I posted. I'm kind of curious what you all think. You know, would you be in for the 2-week wait? And you'd wait the full 2 weeks and then test and do everything according to what the doctor says? Or would you be too eager and excited and maybe test early? Because I know that some of the tests say that you can actually do so up to 6 days early. And if that's true, then that would be this weekend I could do it. But in my own opinion, I kind of feel like I should wait the whole time. Of course, because I was instructed to do so by a doctor. But also, I feel like if I was to test and, perhaps early, it could be like a false positive. And then if I was to test again when I was supposed to and it came up negative, I would feel a huge letdown. And then I would question if it was something that I did or if it was actually a false negative. So I'm kind of on the fence. I think that Trent would say test early. But I myself kind of feel like just wait. It's just another 6 days, like just wait, do it at one time, and whatever the answer is, it is. So I don't know. Tell me what you think. I've got it posted on Facebook too, or you can comment here and let me know, like thumbs up, you would wait, and, do as the doctor says, wait the full 2 weeks before testing, or you can give me a heart and tell me that, you would definitely test early. Yeah, I'm just curious what everybody thinks. So anyhow, probably not the video that you expected today, and probably feel just as awkward as I do about sharing this information with you. But anyhow, I appreciate you watching just the same, and feel free to comment and share your own story. I know several people in my family and friends and just my small community have experienced various different TTC journeys, and I'd love to hear about it. So give me a like, give me a comment, share it. Also, just tell me your story. All right, guys. Bye.